Hi, my name is Charlie Childers. I work for AmeriGas in Placerville, California. I was asked to make a little video about the trials and tribulations I've gone through ever since my car accident. And in light of that, last month was Distracted Driver Awareness Month. I thought I'd kind of share a little bit about my story with you. Friday, September 13th, 2013, I was on my way home from work. I just picked up my daughter from preschool and tried to keep my daughter awake the whole way home, but she fell asleep. About halfway home, I had turned around, looked over my shoulder like you do when you're changing lanes, and I tapped her on the leg to try to wake her up, but she wouldn't wake up. And as I turned around, there was a couple cars in front of me that had been stopped. One was trying to turn left, and the car behind them slammed on their brakes, so I really had nowhere to go, and it was kind of a thing, go right, hit some people, or go left and go into oncoming traffic, and I decided to go left. And I hit a full-size pickup head-on. It was a really bad car accident. My car was completely totaled. I broke a lot of bones in my body. My sternum, my shoulder, my hand, my ankle and foot were completely shattered, and I was actually pinned in the vehicle. Had to wait for them to come get me out. And I had a collapsed lung. I had contusions all over my body. The seatbelt cut through a lot of my tissue and muscle on my body, which I still have a lot of scars and damage from that. I was in the hospital for a week while I went through getting my shoulder reconstructed, and then I was put in a cast for 16 weeks. I was sent home. I was bedridden for over a month, and I was in a wheelchair for almost 2 months. And after that, I had to go through a lot of physical therapy and doctor's visits, and wasn't able to do a whole lot. So for the first year, it was really rough. I went to physical therapy 3 days a week, and had to try to get back my strength and trying to relearn how to do everything since they weren't able to fix my ankle from it being shattered. I still have a lot of issues with it. I still deal with pain pretty much every day. So I was a chef in my previous job, which I no longer can do because I cannot stand on my feet 10 to 12 hours a day anymore. And so here I am at AmeriGas. It's been a completely different experience for me, sitting at a desk and talking to customers and kind of having to relearn everything about how I do things, how I go about my life, and paying attention when I'm driving, and just kind of having to relearn how to do your everyday life. I mean, hiking for me and going out and running and all those things, those are things that are now a very difficult thing for me to do. I still enjoy doing them, but typically have to go through a little bit of rehab after the fact, trying to get strong enough to do it. And this is 3.5 years later, and I still am dealing with this every day. I have surgery coming up later this year to try to fix a little bit of it, but it's actually going to make it a lot harder for me. I'm going to have to relearn some more things, because once they fuse my bones, I won't have the same movements I have now. So it's kind of just a constant learning and growing, and just challenging myself to not stop doing the things that I love, because I just think I would lose myself if I weren't able to go out in nature and enjoy those things. But basically what I would want everyone else to get out of this is really just to pay attention to what you're doing, because it is really honestly true when they say your life can change in a moment. It really can. My life changed in a moment. I was very blessed that my daughter came out of it with 2 scrapes on her neck, and that was all, and that I took the brunt of all of that. I would take that over the alternative any day. But yeah, just pay attention to what you're doing. Don't text and drive. Don't mess with your radio. Don't turn around and talk to your kid. I mean, if you need to do it, pull over and take care of it there. Because I can tell you from experience, it can turn out a lot uglier. But I think that's pretty much it. So thank you, and have fun.